Assalamu alaikum. I was telling the brother, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
all right. I was telling the brother that I didn't know that we were going to be giving the presentation today, so I was being fashionably late. You know, I would, if I had known the presentation, I would have been earlier. But still have a little something we can share with you. It would be less formal, but yet informative. First of all, I told somebody Friday, I said I was trying to look younger. So, because that was my birthday. So,
Happy birthday.
so I thought I'd get rid of all the dead stuff. So I cut my fingernails, I cut my hair, and I cut my toenails, and hell, I was still old. I didn't help at all, I was still just as old. All right, but anyway, praise be to Allah. I try not to let things like that bother me, because not today, but last Sunday, I was up and made my prayer and everything, but I texted Brother Rasul and told him I wouldn't have the Quranic Arabic discussion on Lifeline, because I wasn't feeling my best, and I didn't want to put my sluggishness, whatever, my slowness off on anybody. I like to have good spirit, you know. But strange as it was, so I didn't. So he did. He announced that I was online. I heard him announcing everything. Then after the Lifeline was over, brother from Flint called me to ask me a question about sunlight, and I got to talking with him about that. I felt so good. I said, "Shucks, I wish I had gone on ahead of my class. It made me feel so much better." So sharing actually makes me feel better. It gives me a little more youth. So I said, if I'm no sicker than that anymore, I won't do it. You know, I just didn't feel like it. I don't quite feel like it. So I won't do it this morning. And when I tell you who called me, so you know, your brother there with you in Flint, brother Ismail. Ismail called me, and brother, we got to talking about the sun letters, and he showed how much he understood our sin. I felt so good. I felt so much better. I said, I really do wish I had shared. What I want to share with you today, most of you know about the app that we use. It's a tool that makes the study of the Quranic Arabic so much easier. So much easier. It's not a panacea, it's not the answer, answer for everything, but it makes it so much easier. We Brother Adil and I were just talking a few minutes ago. Well, actually, I think he sent me a text yesterday. Was that yesterday you sent me the text? Sent me a text yesterday about a term, festakim, where the hadith says someone asked the Prophet to tell me something that nobody else could tell me, and it would benefit me the most. And the Prophet says, "Kul amantu fastakim." And we had heard it another way also. Matter of fact, that's how it got started. Brother Adil was mentioning it as "Kul amantu thumma istakim." So thumma and fa both mean then, but thumma means then when something can happen in between and then it happens. Whereas fa means immediately after. That's the kim, and straighten up right away. So because the kim is coming from the word cow, which means to be straight. And you know how we thought that's street language too, isn't it? So so man, come on, man, be straight, straight up, straight up. I mean, I'm straight. I mean, I'm not lying. So the Prophet was telling this young man, say I believe and then be straight. Don't stop messing around. So anyway, we've been playing with it around, and this brother has a what I call an honest ear. You know what I mean by honest ear? he was listening to a speech he had from the Imam. And it's just a little tiny spot in there where the Imam says, Festakim. And even after he told me where it was and what minute, it's minute number 13.35. That's what he told me. I still had a hard time catching it. Oh man, I had to back up to choose. Now that's what I'm talking about, is be honest. So be honest, he knows words, because he had given the presentation for Thummestakim. And I had, I didn't feel right in them, but I referred them to Festakim. But anyway, the point is that we were sharing over that just a minute ago, how you can check the Quran, because we were going to check the Quran to see if Thummestakim is in the Quran. Because you know, when it comes to the hadith, you know, some people are full of hadith. Some people, they got a hadith for everything. And you could work yourself to death trying to catch up with the hadith. But the hadith should be verified or supported by Quran. It doesn't mean that the hadith has to be exactly the way it is in the Quran, but you should be able to find something in the Quran that supports that concept. And so the Festakim is in the Quran. I had texted him back and gave him the location. I think it was Hud, Surah Hud, 11th chapter. I've forgotten which verse it was now. 112, 11th chapter, 112th verse. Festakim. So what we were discussing at the end was to show you how you can easily, I'm saying this to those of you who have already started using this form. You find the word that you're looking for, the root word. It doesn't have to be in the same chapter. As long as you, for instance, we were looking for Festakim just a few minutes ago. We didn't have to go to Hud, all the way to Hud. We knew that Festakim came from the root word Kawamah. And since we knew that, we just stopped in the Al-Fatiha, because we have a form of Kawamah in the Al-Fatiha. Mustaqim. Mustaqim is coming from the same root word as Festakim. And then from there, we were able to go to find all of the places where any form of Kawamah is in the Quran. And the way you do it is, you'll see when you get to the word by word part. See, it gives you the Quran, it gives you translate, gives you the Quran in Arabic, and then the translation. And you don't have to depend on the translation, because the translation may sometimes leave you short. I repeat that, the translation may sometimes leave you short. They do the best that they can, I'm sure. I'm not questioning any translator, but sometimes they haven't even had the experience to translate it properly for your situation, because the Quran is not just for them over there. It is for everyone at every time in the future. It's not just for 1,400 years ago, it's for anyone at any time, and so it speaks specifically. So we never get arrogant and say, oh, I know all about that. There's not a single word in the Quran that any of us know all about. I don't want to hate to disappoint you, but none of us know everything about any word in the Quran. Every time you study that word, if you're sincere, every time you study that word, you're going to see something new. You see it in a different situation, you see something new. So we should never become arrogant. Oh, I know all about that. I say that because sometimes we come to what is supposed to be a knowledge acquiring situation. Well, this is the best way to tell you. An experience I had at Stateville, when I was working at Stateville as a chaplain. When I first started, that they had the tunnels enclosed, the walks between the buildings enclosed. They finally opened them up. They had been open at one time, and I think they thought it would be more secure if they walled them all in. Then finally they broke holes in them and walked. But anyway, I met this brother in town. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I said, wa alaikum assalam. Brother, I'm coming to your Arabic class as soon as I learn my alphabet. Did you hear that? What the hell are you waiting till you know everything before you come to class? That's the wrong attitude. You know, and he never did come. In other words, to come to class, you were supposed to be coming to learn. No, I got to know already before I get there. So don't have that, don't pick up the Quran with that attitude. I know this. We are trying to learn more about the Quran, from the Quran. For what reason? Not to prove how smart we are, but to improve our knowledge so we can improve our behavior. Because you can't behave any better than you know. If you don't know better, you cannot do better. We know that even in talking about little children. See a little child do something. And, no, don't, that's all right. He don't know no better. That's what we say. He don't know no better. Okay, so he don't know any better. In other words, a little child does something wrong, you don't hold that child accountable the same way you would an adult because they don't know any better. And I've heard the same thing in reference to grown people. Say, man, did you see old Jimmy, what he did? I mean, I don't pay no attention to Jimmy, he don't know no better. I mean, what are you saying when you say he don't know any better? I mean, he's ignorant. So if we want to improve our behavior, and we should, is there anybody in here anybody here, not in here, but out here, anybody out here who already is as good a person as you want to be? If so, Allah says, if you got it together, why don't you ask for death? Now that's what Allah says. If you got it together, if you know everything, or you know all you need to know already, then what's the sense in hanging around? Now Allah said, I didn't say that. Allah says that if you have got it together, if you got some special relationship with Allah, why you don't need to learn anything else, then why don't you ask for death? So we don't want to ever get the attitude of knowing everything. While I'm here today, and I'm closing with this. While I'm here today, if anyone needs assistance, I would like to see a little demonstration. We can, anytime between a chicken leg, French fry, whatever, you can come over, and I can show you a little bit more about how to use it. I don't know everything about it myself, but I can show you a little bit more about how to use the app so that you can get a better understanding quicker than, I have bought a lot of books. I got a concordance of the Quran. I got the Bukhari, 9 volumes. I got the full volumes of Muslim, because you used to have to buy books for everything. That's the only reason. I'm not bragging about my book. Now you get so much information right here in the phone that you already have that you swear you can't live without. No, I can't. Oh, what am I gonna do? My phone is broken. Lord have mercy. So you got it already there in your phone. So if you need any assistance, just want to see how to use it, we can share that with you today. Thank you very much. May Allah continue.